What is the right way to upload to YouTube? I'm going to answer that question in this video as I go over all the settings you need to check to help the performance of your video before you hit that publish button. Here's my first tip. While it is very convenient and very useful to use the mobile studio app to upload on the go, you're actually missing on a lot of important settings. So if you can, use your computer to upload. However, if you really do need to use your phone to upload for some reason, then do it from your phone's browser instead of the Studio app. And then make sure to use the desktop mode, which is present on most mobile browsers nowadays, like this one on Chrome. This way, you still have access to all the advanced and important settings when you're uploading to YouTube. I do hear some people say uploading using Google Chrome will get you better views. Well, that's just not true. The browser you use doesn't really matter as long as you have your settings correct. So let's go over some of them. So one setting you need to check is if you scroll over down to the license section, you have an option here saying publish the subscriptions feed and notify subscribers. You need to make sure this is checked. If your subscribers have their notification bell turned on, what the setting will do will alert them. Your subscribers will get a notification that you've uploaded a new video. Your video will also show on their subscriptions feed on their home screens. If you have this setting turned off, what the algorithm will do is absolutely not tell your subscribers at all that you uploaded a new video. Instead, what it will do is find people who are not subscribed, find new people that may be interested in your video. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you're missing out on all the views that you get from your subscribers. So make sure to turn this on. The next setting is about working smarter, not harder. Every time you upload, you're going to have to type in your description, your title, and then some tags as well. Now, the more you upload, you'll realize that some elements of the description are going to be shared across every video. For example, your links, your social media, some hashtags, or some other information, probably like a website. You don't need to be spending time typing those each and every time. Let's use the upload default setting of YouTube. You can access your upload defaults by going to YouTube Studio, Settings, and then Upload Defaults. So whatever you put in here will be pre-filled whenever you upload a video. So you can put your Instagram links in here, Facebook, Twitter, and then some hashtags as well, and maybe a link to your website. So every time you upload, it's already there. No need to type it over and over again. Next setting you need to check is setting the right category for your video. So if we scroll down to the bottom, there's a section here where you can select categories. Now, this feature has been there since the very early days of YouTube. In fact, with the early layout of YouTube, it's a prominent section on the homepage. Nowadays, with the YouTube algorithm becoming more mature, it relies more on that to figure out who the right audience for a video is, but still, it's important that you try to select the most appropriate category for a video because every single one of these settings stack up in helping the performance of your video. Next up, let's talk about setting up chapters. This is such a vital feature to take advantage of when uploading a video to YouTube, especially for longer content where there's a clear distinction between different topics that is getting discussed. So for example, educational content or maybe tutorial videos. It allows the user to jump easily to certain sections of the video. If you're new to YouTube, don't worry, setting up chapters is pretty easy. You do that through the description box when you're uploading a video. You enter timestamps, and in order to trigger the creation of chapters, all you need to do is start with the very beginning of the video, which is always 0:00, and then you can add a description, for example, beginning. And then just a reminder, each chapter must be at least 10 seconds long, so the next allowable timestamp would be 10 seconds. And let's say it's the intro, and then you do it for all the topics you want to create a chapter for. It's that easy. Next, and one of the more important things you need to make sure you set up before publishing a video is adding an end screen. You do this under the video elements tab, so after you've done the details, you click next, and then here you just click add end screen. You have a couple of options. Now, what you can do is select any of these presets. So for example, let's do this one video, and then a subscribe button. And then if you click on the video box here, you have a couple of options. Now, you can leave it as is, let the algorithm decide what's best to suggest for the user, or there's something you can do to take this further. And that is by selecting this third option and manually selecting what to suggest as the next video. And then in the content itself, you need to give the viewer a reason to watch more. So for example, it's a gaming video, and then at the end of the first video, you say, watch for part 2, stay tuned for part 2, and then you make sure that that is the suggested video. Or let's say it's a tutorial. At the end of the very first video, you say, watch the next video because we dive deep into how to use the software, and then make sure that that's the suggested video. The key here is to nudge the user to keep watching more and more of your content, and the algorithm will love you for that. And last but not the least would be your visibility settings. Now this page is pretty straightforward, but it's worth explaining anyway, so stick with me because these settings have changed over the years and there's some tips you could use that would help your channel out. So let's start with private. Private, only you can see the video, but now YouTube allows you to invite people using their emails. But one caveat with that is no comments are allowed on private videos. Even you, the uploader, can't comment on a private video. Next would be unlisted. Now this is an interesting one. So unlisted means only people with link to your video can watch. It's not public, but if you have the link, you may watch it, you can comment on the video. Now, you can use this for some exclusive content that you want to share with your community. Another useful thing you could use unlisted for is as a temporary upload check, because this checks tab, while fast, may not always catch some issues like copyright right away. Some issues show up a couple of hours later when the algorithm detects something else after the upload. So an option you can do is upload the video, unlist it for now, wait a couple of hours and see if there's copyright issues, copyright strikes that you need to fix. And then if it's all clear, you can just switch it to public. This way, if there are issues, you can fix it and not have it affect your channel. And lastly, we have public. This is your typical upload setting where you're ready to publish your video out there for the world to see. And if you notice, if you select private, it says save. Unlisted, it says save. And then we select public, it says publish. Your video is ready to be seen by people. And if you don't want to publish right away, you do have the option to set a schedule. If you know there's a specific time your viewers might be free to watch your video, this may help the performance of your video. You could also set it as a premiere. Essentially, it will create a public viewing page like a live stream with a live chat as the video goes live, so you could chat with your viewers while the video is playing. If you want to go with that option, you can do so as well. So yeah, don't just upload your video and then click next, and then publish. Spend a couple of minutes, check that the settings are correct, pay attention to the details, and that will help the performance of your video. If you found this video helpful, do share it with people who are new to content creation. And maybe you yourself watching this have been creating content for months and you learned something new. Then let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.